Okay, so here I have the original copy of Mario, the original copy of Sonic, the original Master Sword touched by Shigeru Miyamoto,
Sounds good.
and a pure 100% authentic arcade cabinet of Street Fighter 2 from the 90s. What can you give me?
$2.
Is that in trading credit or cash?
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, but I had faith in you! Stop ruining my faith!
You still have faith?
I know, right? Because I'm a good guy. This is how 2020 has been.
Okay, I think there's a glitch in the Matrix.
I am the glitch in the Matrix.
You're a glitch in everything.
Yes.
But welcome back to the Struggle Session podcast.
I am your host, Follow Otaku. Sorry about that, kid. I wanted to jump.
And for top billing, I am K1 here with.
YPE squared.
I already just said me.
And today's topic is, so recently Microsoft has literally brought GameStop under its wing as the gaming store. Now, as 2020 has gone through some hard times, sadly some businesses have closed their doors forever. And GameStop was well on its way till the acquisition from Microsoft. So today's topic is going to be a little bit of a trip down memory lane of where we used to buy video games, how we buy video games today, and then if through some way after like the acquisition, if GameStop were to go under, where would we go in buying video games?
I guess I'll start. So, back in the day, I have no idea where I bought my first game. Probably at GameStop. My parents bought most of my games. But I used to love going down to, GameStop, check out the demos, maybe buy a game or something as a kid, or have my parents buy me my game as a kid, But, first game I bought. All I remember is a game that I got was that Mario Baseball for the Wii. Mario All-Star Baseballs or something. Because I pre-ordered that, and then I used my house phone as the number, and when they called, it was Mario telling me that the game is at GameStop right now. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, and then they stopped doing that.
Facts. Okay, so rolling off that, I'm going to show my age. My first game was at Toys R Us. Now, back when I was young, way back, we didn't get games. We got games once in a blue moon. It was mainly birthday, Christmas, and later down the line, tax return. So, one tax return, my parents actually gave us $50 and said, "Okay, take us to Toys R Us. You can get one game, no matter what it is." So the first game I actually bought with that $50 was Spider-Man and X-Men vs. Arcade for the Super Nintendo. And literally, to this day, it's one of the hardest superhero games I ever played, but still one of the ones I would love to have remastered, just knowing what they can do. Because it took me 3 to 5 months just to beat one boss, and then getting the controllers straightforward was hard, and then actually getting to arcade actually took me a year to beat that. So I will always remember that. Plus, I just remember the joy of Toys R Us of that little coupon where you actually had to take the paper, go to that game cage. They give it to the attendant, they bring you the game, you pay for it, and then they give it right to the case, so you actually could look at the case on the way home, and then read the instruction manual while waiting to get home to get the game. So, yeah. First game we ever bought, X-Men and Spider-Man versus Arcade. Truly one of the best games I've had.
First game I bought with my own money. Near certainly it's a Pokemon title. I'm still trying to remember whether it's Pokemon Black 2 or Pokemon White. I know that my roommate at the time got me one of those, and I got the other. Maybe he's gotten both of them, but I know that my first video game purchase was a Pokemon game from a Best Buy. I mean, not Best Buy, sorry, GameStop. See, I pictured GameStop, I said Best Buy. But during childhood though, my dad mostly bought the video games from mostly Best Buy, and my mom had bought only, I guess, like one video game at most, and it's, I think, Super Mario Advance on the Game Boy Advance. Of course, it was so long ago. Like that memory is like a massive blur now. But yeah, it's yeah, that was what it was.
Okay, so like we all still buy games physically and digitally, and we talked about this in one of our previous podcasts, physical versus digital. So by today, like what is your go-to, like at least top three stores to go buy a video game, or do you prefer just to do digital, or do you do both? So let's start with Paolo.
So at this point, as 2020 is still here, it's very hard to go out and about, of how everything is going. So I kind of stopped going to other places to go buy my games. So most of the points now is I've been buying digital because I don't have to leave the house. This is the norm now. This is dumb. But still, if the pandemic wasn't a thing, it would be PlayStation Network, GameStop, Second and Charles, just to get the nice price on a AAA.
Okay. So based off that, so I'm gonna literally say that GameStop is still my main source. People, you can say whatever you want, but it's literally one of the last few pure game stores. Now listen, I've grown up with GameStop for a lot of years, and I heard the stories of what happens to other people, but I won't lie, the GameStops I go to, the people I know, are good people. They treat me with respect.
I mean, hell, dude, like, back in our college days, man, me, random person one, Mike, we pre-ordered our games at one GameStop and we just all go together to go get that game.
Right.
Like, it was an adventure. Like, when Injustice came out, me, a random person one, and Mike, background noise, and Mike all went, like, we pre-ordered our shits there. We went together there to go pre-order, and then went together again to go get the games.
Mm-hmm.
And, and then we just enjoyed them.
But that was also because one thing that I actually noticed when I started going to GameStop, that's where I had a bunch of my first big AAA midnight releases. So, I've seen the GTA 5, I've seen...
Still to this day, have not been to a midnight release. I just went the next day and go grab my game because...
I can understand that, but it's just like when I was in college, there was one near my campus, and they would literally turn it into like an all-night party. Like, the one that I will always remember was when Mortal Kombat 9 came out. They literally rented out a Buffalo Wild Wings and bought everyone wings and fries, and then let us play Mortal Kombat 9 all the way till midnight, till the game released. So they actually threw a wing party with that. So those people, straight up top tier. But if I had to put my own thing, it has to be still GameStop number one, then Best Buy, then PlayStation Store. Because main thing with PlayStation Store, I will get digital games, but mainly just if they are digital only. If they're just like PSN games, I'm gonna get them like through there. But like mainly is if it's digital of a AAA title, it has to have something big. Like I could understand maybe an extra, like you get 3 days in advance, or you get like this special skin or a special collector's item. Then I'll probably go with a AAA. But most of the time, I like to have physical copies.
What Square? Where are you buying your games?
Mostly either Best Buy or GameStop. But that's for like when I get physical copies. But for digital copies,
Nintendo Store.
Yeah, Nintendo Store. Mostly. Or Steam during a sale.
Oh.
Oh yeah, Steam too. Yeah, fuck yeah with the Steam. So let's say GameStop closed. Right? Where's your go-to? Where are you gonna now pre-order your games? Where are you gonna do this shit?
Best Buy.
I gotta say Best Buy because I'm gonna get that sweet deal from roommate Tida. So
So I have put a lot of thought into this because I have actually been contemplating if GameStop closes. And the two I've really come down to is I might go pure PS Store or I'm gonna have to go to Best Buy or sadly Amazon. And the only reason I had to look at that was Amazon. Sure, they can get anything to you in a day, but for some reason for games, it takes literally 4 days to get the newest title. I understood that because one of my friends, ordered Final Fantasy VII Remake on Amazon when they were out in the other stores, and it took 4 days after release to get there. And I was just like, Amazon, like of all people, you should be the people who literally know how to get it to us earlier.
Yeah.
But I have looked at Amazon and I'm like, maybe. But like, if I need still an electronics store, I have to go with Best Buy. And then seeing as next gen has been going hard with digital, I might just go straight to digital and thing, because literally that's why they made a digital system, just pure digital. And with that, that's going to be an interesting way of what pre-orders and all that will lead to for the future.
and GameStop is a great way to first start your gaming experience because there's a lot of them.
100%.
Mm-hmm. Worst case, we do a pre-order at Walmart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the fucking worst case scenario.
Like, I understand every store had its gaming department, but for me, stores like Sears, like Walmart and Kmart, they never really appealed to gamers. They never tried. Like, of course, they would have the one time, like, oh, this hot new game is out, and it'd be the front page of, like, the sales of the store promos.
This and half a poster.
Yeah, and they put a poster in the window. But most of the time when people go there, sold out, or, oh, what's that title called again? And you have to point at the poster or say the title, and they're like, oh, yeah, let me check in the back. But, like, they never really cared. And, like, most of the time when they have midnight releases and all that, like, this was back during the PS3 days and all that, you could always see, like, most of the people they left in charge of those just really didn't give a shit. Like, I think one of my friends went to a midnight release for Smash Brothers Melee, and he literally said it was like the oldest, like 78-year-olds, literally holding down the line. And then when he got up there, he's like, he tries to get the copy and gives the receipt. And he goes like, I don't get what's the big deal about this, and says I prefer this, and actually tries to sell him a copy of Spy vs. Spy. And he looks at him like, no, I didn't come here for Spy vs. Spy. I came for this. It's like, back in the Mad TV days, this was hilarious. This was truly, you might want to look into this. It's like, can I just get my game? He's like, jeez, nobody has any taste anymore. Here's your game. But, like, Walmart doesn't even, like, get any real people knowing what they're doing to work in their gaming department. And that's one thing I really fear is that if GameStop closes and we have to go back to department stores, that's the people we're going to be dealing with. People who don't know game.
Mm-hmm.
All right. On a different note, I want to hear you guys just give me a story of either at GameStop or trying to purchase a game somewhere else. What is the weirdest story or interesting story you guys have?
A guy that I know, I still keep in touch with today. Me and a friend of mine at the time, we'll call him Sentinel. We just happened to bump into him at a GameStop, like first time meeting. At that same moment, let me see, what do we call the other guy? Pause for a minute. I'm thinking of a name for him.
Think of any name, dude.
Dude, call him Joey. I don't care.
Okay, we'll call him Tommy. So we met Tommy at a GameStop, and like literally like a minute after, he had won a free Xbox One at a raffle. Like and to this day, we thought maybe it was just like some sort of like a luck influencing thing that we just because like not too long after that, like Tommy became our roommates, and like there was And that was like college life. Me, Sentinel, Tommy, another guy named Cloud, a whole bunch of gaming experiences, a bunch of arguments, and that kind of stuff. But we're sticking with GameStop stories. I don't want to go off on a tangent. We're still good friends. Also, shout out to Cinema Bun. Sorry, I started there.
Okay. So
That was the story you just bumped into your friend. Yeah, I thought there was more. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. It was short, but like, yeah.
All right, K1.
okay, so
Good story, by the way.
so when I was back in high school, I remember it was right during the Wii release. So I went into GameStop one day to get a certain Wii game. I forgot which one. It wasn't like a big one. It was an independent, but still. So I remember I knew this girl who worked at a GameStop. Sadly, that GameStop closed back where I used to go to high school. But I remember one day this woman walks in with her son and tries to trade in, I think, a Atari Jaguar and some old ass Atari games. So, I'm standing in line and they're trying, and then, like, the friend I know literally says, "Ma'am, we can't take this." And she's like, "Well, why not?" It's like, "Man, this is an Atari Jaguar. It's not worth anything. You might be better suited to go on eBay." And she literally says, "Listen, I don't care what we get for it. It's just like literally just taking up space. I haven't touched it in years. I just need something on it." And she says, "Ma'am, we can't. Nobody has literally bought anything from an Atari Jaguar in years. Like, it's not even, like, there's no games for it. Like, if you check all the shelves, there's nothing." She's like, "Listen, I don't care. like, $10 at least. Can't you give me that?" And, like, the whole time, like, I'm just thinking, you have a piece of gaming history. If you sell that on eBay, that's going to be literally worth at least a fortune to certain collectors. And, so, like, 5 minutes pass, and she's like, "Listen, I don't care what you give me. Just give me something for it. There must be something you can give me." So she just says, "Ma'am, if I give you something, will you just leave?" She's like, "Anything." Literally goes in, says, "Okay, fine." Takes it up, puts it on the floor, and literally hands her a dime. And she says, "That's it?" And so, like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Well, where'd you get that price?" And she's like, "Ma'am, this console is 20 plus years old. Like, even I can't even say that this game console will work. Like, unless this thing works in full, this is not the way." And she's like, "Okay, well, just plug it up to a TV." And she, like, literally gets a TV from the back, plugs it in, and it works. And she's like, "There, it works, so you can give me more." And it's like, "Ma'am, it works, but the game doesn't." She's like, "What do you mean?" She said, "I just put a game in there, and it's a black screen." "Well, fix it." It's like, "Ma'am, I'm not a technician. Can't fix it." She's like, "You really can't give me nothing else." He's like, "Ma'am, you said anything. So that is the only thing I can give you." And she's just like, "Fuck it. I don't care anymore. Just take it off my hands." And then literally leaves. And then as I step to her, she looks at me and goes like, "I'm going to probably sell this for a mass fortune." I'm like, "Well, I wanted to pop in with the eBay thing because I know those games can at least get 1,500 on eBay to the right collector. But, like, hey, you just made yourself a killing." So she actually goes and sells it and actually makes 60K from it to a certain collector. So she literally got an Atari Jaguar for a dime and made 60K off it. And like, one of the other things that was nice is because that woman took so much, she actually gave me 50% off my game for that. So that was another thing. But I have never seen someone literally lose a piece of rare gaming merchandise that easily.
So, me and Thousand Red, just before we went to a hookah bar, we went to a we went to a GameStop. I think we were waiting on our food or something. I forget why we went in there. And this is when Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 came out, and then we had the demo. So me and Thousand Red just were fighting each other, and these kids came up. They're like, "Wow, this game sucks. Oh my god." I don't know why I did like a girl, but there's like these kid boys or whatever. There's just, "Oh my god, you suck. Oh my god." And we're just like, "Alright, cool. Get your hoodlum ass out of here." And shit. And Mommy, Thousand Regis said something. And I don't know what, but they're like, oh my god, you're gay, and ran out of the store. We're just like, what the fuck was this experience for? And I was like, alright, and I win. I was like, where the hell those hoodlums go? They're like, oh my god, you're gay? Oh, you're gay. I was like, what the fuck?
Wow.
Bruh.
I was just like, alright, this is stupid.
Mm.
I felt like there was more to it, like, Thousand just kept roasting the shit out of them, but that was so long ago.
Right.
But on that note, guys, thank you guys for listening. I'm Otaku, and as always, guys, keep moving forward. We'll see you guys in the next video.
And keep pushing the hashtag NXL for G4.